sponge. But the patron saint of lawyers does exist. He was Sir Thomas More, and he was Lord Chancellor of England, and that's a really important office. It's known as the King's Conscience. It's the job of a Lord Chancellor to tell a king or queen if they're acting against the public interest. And when Henry VIII declared he was going to be the head of the church in England, as well as the head of state, Thomas More did his job. He stepped up and said, you can't do that. It's too much power for one man and can only end in tyranny. Now, not to prove the point or anything, Henry VIII imprisoned Sir Thomas More in this tower for 15 months just for saying that. In July of 1535, he ordered Thomas More's execution. Thousands gathered on Tower Hill. Tower Hill was the site of the public execution scaffold, a wooden platform covered with straw, and amidst this stood a man clad in leather. A leather mask covered half his face. Now, it's always been possible to buy this kind of clothing in London. I'm sure some of you know where. But if you don't, you can always ask a Royal Marine, who'll be only too happy to point you out. He knows where to get all the stuff. Yeah. He was the executioner. The tools of his trade were quite straightforward. A block of oak and a war axe. It was considered noble to have your head removed with a weapon of war. Thomas More's last words were heard by thousands. They'd all gathered on Tower Hill to listen. And for a lawyer, they were brief, but very profound. I die the king's true servant, he said. I shall always be God's servant first. He rested his neck on a block of oak. The executioner brought down that axe and took off his head with one stroke. The head was impaled on a soldier's pike, and it was a great honour for the soldier, because he then led a parade through the streets of London and left his pike and the head on London Bridge as a warning to other traitors who would also have served as an early form of bird feeder. Environmentally friendly. However, his sister had the head stolen. It was taken to their home in Chelsea, which is now Jesuit College. Many Jesuits believe the head is still on the ground. There is a church in Canterbury called St Dunstan's, and they claim they've got the head. Now, I'm not an expert on Thomas More, but as I told you earlier, I was a medic in the army, and I'm pretty sure he only had one head. I don't know where his head is, but his headless corpse was brought back inside the fortress for burial in our chapel. Now, speaking of beheadings, let's be heading off. Oh, you don't pay for this tour. We're going along Water Lane now to Traitor's Gate in the bloody tower, where we're going to cheer ourselves up. Chop, chop. Chop, chop.